Hiya. Okay, so this is the third time I shot this. First time the camera was slipping. Second time I forgot to turn my microphone on. Excuse the outfit. I'm on my way to work shortly and I'm in my uniform. So here we go. Blah, blah, blah. I've been meaning to do this video for a few days. Um, and if I put it off today, then I'm going to put it off again and again and again. And who knows when it will get done. So here we are doing the change of name, choosing a name kind of post. Before I came out, I had a real connection with a name that was very feminine. It's now my middle name and I love it, but when I did finally come out, it didn't represent me entirely as the kind of rocky alternative person that I am. It is a beautiful name. It's my middle name now, but I got to thinking a lot more about what sort of name I would want to live with forever, what name I would want people to call me, what name I would want to write on documents. And I remembered there was a name that resonated with me a lot through my youth, through my teens, 20s, and beyond. As a name that I thought was really cool and beautiful and just edgy, and that's Zoe, which is obviously my name. Um, So I started writing the name down as you do as a teenager, start practicing your signatures, and it didn't feel right. And I was like, what am I going to do? This doesn't, like, I can't write this name. It doesn't feel entirely right. And I've always been quite extravagant with the tail end of my signatures. So I thought, well, let's just stick a Y on the end of it. I know sometimes people's names who are Zoe spelled with a Y. There's obviously other variations of the spelling as well. And I did it. And it worked. And I was like, that's the feminine edge, but with the kind of alternative edge with the Z. And I'm like, that's me there. So I looked into what it would take for me to change my name legally. I downloaded a deed poll template online and got to changing the details in it, getting some signatures, witnesses, and things. I started sending it off to all the different places that I needed to. And on the whole, it was relatively simple. Everyone was really understanding and really supportive, covering letter or email or whatever with a copy of the deed poll. Some needed physical copies, others needed maybe more evidence, which I had to wait for. But, like my bills, my workplace, my driving license, they were all really relatively simple to change. My bank at the time, however, was really difficult. And what they needed from me was like a gender recognition certificate or a passport. At the time, I believe I needed a gender recognition certificate to get the passport, but that was a long way down the line. You don't need that anymore, by the way. There's other forms of evidence you can use to kind of prove that. And I just ended up changing bank because it wasn't worth the hassle. I was being misgendered all the time in my emails and contact details and stuff. So I just changed bank. Easier that way. Um, when you choose a name as a trans person, it's really empowering. It can be like disappointing or upsetting for parents, maybe. I know my mum was upset when I told her I would change my name, especially because I told her about it and then I just did it. I didn't speak to her anymore after that about it. So it just happened and she was quite shocked. So, bad on my part, but at the same time, I was rushing through stuff. I needed to get things done and be me officially forever. Our relationship is great now, and she's used to calling me by the name, which is amazing. I mean, it has been like 6 years, so thank goodness. But still, um, but yeah, you might, if you're trans and you're thinking about names, it could be a name that you liked when you were younger. It could be a name that means something to you because of family, or maybe like a hero of yours. It could be something like kind of gender neutral. It could be a name that you decide to try out for a bit before you decide to fully commit legally. Um, because you don't know really. I mean, when you grow up with a name, that's your name, and you learn your name from birth, essentially. Whereas when you're choosing a name and you're thinking about living with that name for the rest of your life, it's a big decision, really. I mean, yes, you can change your name again and again, but whatever. Obviously, it's probably not great on your credit history, your credit rating, but still, um, it's it's the opportunity before you before you do your deed poll and do any changes, you can spend some time within a name, get your friends and your family to try it out um, before you commit to changing, because you can have in like workplaces and things like that, you can have a known by name quite often, so you can, a lot of people have names and they have them for many years. Like, um, what was my nan's name was Maureen, but she was known as Jane. Like, she was Nanny Jane to me. Like, it's always been a thing. Legally she was Maureen, but she was just known by Jane, and that's it. Um, many examples of that you can think of throughout history. So try the name out, see how you feel, and then when you're ready to go for it, a little bit of research on what you need to do, downloading a deed poll. You can do it through government websites. There's so many easy ways to get it sorted. It's a bit daunting at first, and you may hit some hurdles with certain companies changing your details. But quite often you can shop around and change the companies that you're with. I mean, changing work might be more difficult, but they do generally have an obligation, especially in the UK, to manage these situations with respect and confidentiality if needed. So, yeah, think about your name, choose your name, try out a name. Be you, be bold, be beautiful. And I'll see you soon. Bye.